if you've been watching my channel for the past few days, then you will know that I have been home all week because I tested positive for COVID. Now, I am feeling a lot better. The first few days was really, really rough, but I've been doing a lot better. I think I'm about 80 to 85%. I still got to get another test to make sure I'm negative before I can go back to work. So I've had a bit of a nice break from work because of this, and I've been spending a lot of time just trying to make content. I made quite a few videos this past week. It's on my channel, so go check it out. Um, Played some video games, got bored very easily. Then I did some, cleaning and all that shit. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about Sony and a couple of things with Sony. Two main things. And both of these things are essentially a big fuck you to Sony. And it's funny how when I did my Bethesda video, whether it was like a year or 2 years ago, whenever they had the acquisition with ZeniMax and all that other bullshit, a lot of people called me Sony Pony in that video, and that video has well over like 6,000 views. I don't remember how much exactly, which is funny because it's not my most viewed video as far as I don't think it is. So no, I'm not a Sony pony, despite what everyone thinks. Even though I love Sony and their exclusives and all that, but let me talk about this first thing for a bit, and then we'll go into the second thing with Sony. The first thing being the price increase. Now, if you haven't heard now, or by now, a couple days ago or so, Sony announced that they are increasing the price of the PlayStation 5s in various countries. Now, the US is not affected by this price change, but that's still not a good thing. Okay, let me talk about here on the article here where it talks about that they're thinking about, or rather they're going to, or they already did, I don't know, price increase for Japan, China, Australia, Mexico, Canada, and Europe. And when you look at the reason for this price increase, according to Sony, what they said, it was because of the high inflation and adverse currency trends. That's what it says in quotations, adverse currency trends. Now, the first thing I want to say about that is I don't know how that works, okay? I'm not in the business. I'm not in whoever handles that stuff. I have no knowledge of it. So I don't know what causes a company to increase the price of their product in various locations, but not in other locations, right? Secondly, if that's their reasoning for inflation and adverse currency trends, two things I think about with that. Number one, what would stop Sony from doing the price increase in America and then other places they haven't done it yet, right? Second thing, if Sony has to increase their prices because of that bullshit excuse they used, wouldn't that mean theoretically, what I'm assuming, because like I said, I don't know, but I would think that would mean Microsoft has to do the same with the Xboxes, Nintendo has to do the same with the Switch, Apple would have to do the same with their computers and their phones, Samsung, all those other companies who make these products, these consumer products, would have to increase their prices too, right? And both Microsoft and Nintendo have responded saying that they're not going to do that for those countries, or any country for the matter. And one of the articles I read said that it doesn't guarantee that it won't happen in the future. They just said they weren't going to do it, right? Because if you could make the argument that increasing the price of that is going to cause more loss of sales, especially when Sony, sales-wise, is not doing good compared to the Xbox and Microsoft, because Microsoft actually has Xboxes or more Xboxes that you can buy compared to Sony's PlayStation. So you already have a hard time stocking your PlayStation. Now you're going to make it even harder for people to buy it by making the price even higher. They said the comparison of the increase is roughly like 50 euros. I don't know the comparison between euros and American. I think it's very close. So in my mind, this is just me assuming, let's say they increase the price in America to be equivalent to that. we could be looking at about 550, 560 before tax for the PS5. That's my mindset. Okay, I could be wrong, but that's how I perceive it. The point being, Sony, you have a hard time stocking your console already, and you're making it even more difficult by making the price even higher. Okay, that's bullshit. Okay, your adverse currency trends, that's bullshit. Now, we've seen companies in the past that's been like the GOAT, amazing companies, they make amazing products, and then they change and become greedy corporate assholes. Like Rockstar Games was one of my favorite game developers of all time, one of my favorites, and then they became a greedy piece of shit with the microtransactions from GTA Online, and I guess Red Dead Online, even though I don't think Red Dead Online is as populated as GTA Online. Then they had the stupid definitive edition, remastered bullshit that failed. So, cash grab, quick money grab. And I think Sony is kind of doing the same thing here because they're charging an arm and a leg for the console for these companies now, and you can't even get it in most places. And that's kind of like my second beef with Sony right now. If I go to Walmart's website or Best Buy's website, and in some cases possibly GameStop, I can grab an Xbox right now. Little side note, little side story for you guys about me. I no longer have a PlayStation. I had the Spider-Man PS4 Pro. I fucking loved that PS4. I remember pre-ordering it at GameStop, the year it was releasing, going to midnight release, being one of the very few people to grab one from that store, and I love Spider-Man. It's one of my favorite characters of all time. I had to sell it because when I changed from my last job to my new job, my last job didn't give me my last two checks in full. They shorted me on the last two checks. I had a whole HR thing going on with it to try to fight them and get my money. Never got the money, and I had to sell the PS4 to make ends meet. And I even then I had to make more sacrifices, and I struggled. And I'm finally picking myself back up from that. This happened like 2 months ago, and I'm finally being able to pick myself back up from that. So imagine that, right? So don't call me a Sony pony like y'all did in the Bethesda video, because I no longer have a PlayStation. I have no PS4 games. I have no PS5 or nothing like that. But yeah, I can go to these websites and grab an Xbox. I can either pay, if I have the money, pay for the Xbox in full, or finance it through like one of these companies like Klarna, Afterpay, all that kind of thing. So here's my problem. Like, I almost grabbed the PS5 today, actually. Walmart had the Horizon bundle, and I couldn't grab it because I wasn't able to finance it with one of the options because I couldn't sign in. That's a whole another thing. That's a me problem. Okay, that's not what I'm complaining about with Sony. My complaint with Sony is the fact that they can't restock their PlayStation at these retailers. And if you go to their website, you can't even finance it on their website. There used to be an option in the past where you can apply for their credit card and finance it through there, which I most likely wouldn't get approved anyway. But that's not an option. And they say you can use Klarna on Sony's website. Klarna is one of those Afterpay, pay in 4 type of thing. Or you can pay in 6 as well. 4 payments every other week or 6 payments once a month. If you do that on Sony's website for the PlayStation, it'll say this card cannot be used with Klarna, specifically because of the PS5. Now, Sony also on their website only has the Horizon bundle, which costs more because it comes with the game. Whereas you can't even buy their other consoles like the digital or the standard alone. I don't care about Horizon Forbidden West, okay? I thought the last game, Horizon Zero Dawn, personally, in my opinion, I thought it was garbage. And I know people who love it, and I've heard people who hate it. I'm in the side who hates it. And that's not just, me saying I'm right in my review. It wasn't for me. I thought it was whack. I thought some of the mechanics were stupid. So I didn't care about the Horizon sequel. So I don't want to pay extra money for that game if I'm going to just sell it anyway, right? Why am I forced to buy that bundle? Or in GameStop, when they do restock, am I forced to buy a bundle from there as well? I actually know people who work at my local GameStop. I'm actually really good friends with them. And they've told me before they sell these bundles because Sony makes them sell the bundles. That's what Sony is doing with GameStop. If we're gonna let you sell these PS5s, but you have to sell the $750 bundle that comes with this and this and this that we don't really want. So It's not a GameStop problem. It's a Sony problem. Even with if I buy the Xbox from somewhere, there's not really a bundle for me to buy for the Xbox. It's here's an Xbox Series S or a Series X. That's all that's kind of what you need, because especially with Xbox, you don't necessarily have to buy any game, because most of the games are on Game Pass. All the exclusives are on Game Pass. I put exclusive in quotations. I'll get into that in a bit, but you just need to pay for Game Pass, which is like $15 a month. So you don't need a bundle unless you want to buy a third-party game that's not in Game Pass, which I don't know what is out there that's not in Game Pass that you would want to play. But I'm gonna get into that in a bit. We're at 10 minutes already, 11 minutes. So my problem here is Sony wants to be greedy. That's the truth of it. They want to be greedy with their price increase for these countries, and they can't even put out multiple restocks in various places for retailers in different countries and all that stuff. So your real options to buy in a PlayStation is Walmart if they have a restock, which Walmart is notoriously bad with bots. Or you get it from a scalper, which fuck you scalpers for doing that. Or you go to like an Aaron's or something like that where you have to pay on a lease to own, and they charge you about double. My mother was trying to get one, and she checked Aaron's, was one of the companies that they have is Aaron's, and they do like a lease to own or whatever. They were charging, after you pay it in full, $1,500. That's 3 times the price for the fucking PlayStation. That's stupid. Whereas, like I said, if I go to Best Buy's website right now, I can get the fucking Xbox, either one, the Series S or the X, and pay it, and it'll be ready in a few days, and I'll pick it up. And that's another problem right there, is methods to pick up the console or deliver it. Sony is doing, if you manage to get one, it'll be delivered to your home, which is fine in certain aspects of it, right? Because if you live in like New York City, like a friend of mine had packages stolen where he lives in New York City. And in some of these carriers, you can request to be held somewhere. The problem with being held somewhere is, number one, you don't want to risk anyone seeing you with a big box and thinking it's a PlayStation and they steal it from you in the street. Not everyone can afford an Uber. In New York City, you have public transportation. You probably can afford that. In other cases, like if FedEx is going to deliver it to you, you can just kiss your console goodbye, because I've had so many problems with FedEx, both in delivery and trying to get it held at a location, and FedEx doesn't give a shit. FedEx has the worst system ever. When you call customer support for FedEx, you can't even get through to the person directly. I have to call FedEx and say I have a technical issue on their website, and then the person from that department would have to transfer me to customer support. It's a little side rant about that, but my point being, like I live in North Carolina, so when I got my Xbox, I got it from Best Buy. I drove up to the store at the curbside pickup, told them I was here. They brought it to my car, and I was good to go. I did progressive leasing, so I paid it off in about 3 months. Which, if you do that option, paying it off early, you're only gonna pay an extra like $40 for the leasing fee. It may not even be 40, it might even be less than that. So you have the leasing fee, or you can keep the 12-month plan and you pay it off month by month. My plan was $20 a week, and each time I got paid, which I got paid weekly at that job, I was paying like $100 this week plus the $20 already paid. Next week I won't pay it. Then the following week I do like another $100. So I was able to pay it off. I paid it off within the 3 months. I possibly could have done it shorter, right? So my point being, I don't have that option for the PlayStation. There are people like me who can't afford the PlayStation in full, so we have to finance it. And I don't have an option to finance it. The one with Walmart, I could have if I was able to get into that account, but the account wouldn't let me in, and the rep from that company hung up on me, so fuck him. But I guess my main issue here is, like I said, Sony with the price increase and Sony's availability for the console in store. Now, here's my problem with the whole exclusive thing, right? If Xbox had a lot of great exclusives that I can play, it probably wouldn't be as big of a deal, right? Because let's be honest, Sony is the winner in terms of exclusives, okay? I don't want to hear you say the Blizzard games and the Bethesda games. I want brand new exclusives, brand new experiences for the Xbox. Okay, the only ones that we had realistically was Halo Infinite, which was garbage. I even played. I played Halo 1 through 4 for the first time before the Infinite came out. 1 through 5. I played 1 through 5 before Infinite came out because I wanted to learn about the story and try to get into the franchise. And I played with some friends of mine. And I gotta say, Halo 2 was my favorite of those that I played, but Halo Infinite was garbage. Um, Forza Horizon 5 was a new exclusive, but it's the same shit as Horizon 3 and 4. Like, it's just a different map and different music and a couple of new cars and some new, like, challenges and stuff like that, new mission structure. Other than that, I didn't really care for Forza 5. Motorsport might be a new thing coming out that I'm going to enjoy, but where's all the new stuff? If there's something out there that came out for Xbox that's an exclusive that I haven't tried yet or I don't know about yet, let me know. Because when you look at the Sony exclusives, not all of them are for me, but let's see what they have, right? They had Demon Souls, which not for me, but that was a launched exclusive. The Spider-Man remastered, Miles Morales, the Sackboy game, Returnal. You have the Horizon Zero Dawn sequel, Horizon Forbidden West, Ratchet and Clank. You got God of War coming out in November. You got the Spider-Man sequel coming out next year. Last of Us remaster coming out next month, in a few days actually. Um, you have that cat game that came out recently, which I think was exclusive. Kenna Bridge of Spirits. There's so many exclusives on PlayStation that you can almost not get bored because of how many exclusives you can play. Especially me being from New York City, I never got tired of Spider-Man. Like, even though I beat the main game like 3 times and I beat Miles Morales like twice, I think, once or twice, I still never got bored just going around and web swinging and everything. And I had the God of War game as well. You know, that's another one that I only played that game once, so I was trying to go through it again on my PS4 Pro before I sold it, just to get a refresher for the sequel. Um, so you have to admit that Sony does have the exclusives and they have the experiences because on Xbox, I'm playing a lot of old shit on my Xbox. If you look at my Xbox collection, the newest game to my collection is Far Cry 6, and I don't even play that anymore. I played it for a bit and I was done with it. Okay, because I have Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Valhalla. I have Watch Dogs Legion. I have Devil May Cry 5. I have Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is kind of boring. I have Riders Republic, Red Dead Redemption 2. So my collection is either older or Ubisoft. Oh, and I have Resident Evil Village, which I've beaten that on PS4. If you haven't seen that series, it's an older series. Go check it out. It's kind of fun. So I'm playing games on my Xbox, but it's nothing new and exciting. I want to play something new and exciting. I was ready for God of War. I was ready for kind of Bridge of Spirits. I did play Miles Morales on the PS4. I was going to consider Ratchet and Clank. Returnal now has co-op. My friend Film Cubano has yet to play it, as far as I know. So I told him, hey, if I do get a PS5 soon, I'll get Returnal. We'll do co-op together. Me and him haven't played a co-op game since like PlayStation 3, I think. That's how long it's been since we played a game online, like PS3. So hopefully it can happen again. And other exclusives, maybe I would have tried Last of Us again just for the review purposes. There's so many options out there for PlayStation exclusives that you wouldn't get bored, but there's no options to buy the PlayStation in store. You still can't really buy one in store. You can't buy one online unless you go to a scalper or one of these other things I talked about earlier. So that's my problem right now as well. Like I said, if Xbox had exclusives that was like, oh, this is fucking amazing. Like, let's say Gotham Knights was an Xbox exclusive because they made a big deal about putting Arkham Knight on Game Pass. That was one of their biggest, when the Game Pass was, still coming together and they added all these different games. There was a time where they would show, oh, these are the games that we have on Game Pass, and Arkham Knight was one of the biggest games they had. If they managed to acquire the rights to that and Gotham Knights was going to be exclusive to Xbox, that would be a big thing. Okay, cool, I'm going to go play it. And because if it would have been exclusive, it would be Game Pass day one. So I wouldn't have to pay the $60-$70 for that. Um, you know, fuck the Halo franchise. For me personally, I'm not saying the Halo franchise is a bad game. That's not what I'm saying. I just don't care for Halo, so I don't care about the games. If they make a new one, I'm not gonna care. I'm already Forza'd out. I stopped playing Forza a while ago. Don't really want to play it. I played a Plague Tale recently, which is not exclusive either, just on Game Pass. The sequel comes out in October, so I'm gonna play that as well. Hogwarts Legacy. When I first saw the trailer, the very first trailer for that was a Sony trailer, so I actually thought that was gonna be exclusive to Sony, and then found out it was multi-platform, which is great. You know, cool, power to you. You know, you get to play Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so I'm happy that people get to play it. But that's coming out. Got pushed to February. So, what is new and exciting for me to play right now on the Xbox? That's not a fucking indie game. Nothing against indie games for people who play them. I just don't like indie games. I don't really play them like that. Yes, I did just recently play Midnight Fight Express, and I haven't gone back to it yet. Which said nothing. The game was great from what I played. I'm not an indie guy. I am ready. It's been 2 years now since the console's release. Where is the full next gen experience? Where is the full next gen? I'm not trying to say next gen only for those who don't have next gen, but where's the experience for me to be immersed and say, hey, I'm fucking enjoying this game. Okay, and I'm not seeing it. Like I said, I love my Xbox. Don't get me wrong. I sometimes bring it over to my mother's house, and I get to hang out with my little brother. My nephews were in town last 3 weeks ago, so before I got sick, I was at my parents' house. I had my nephews. We were playing wrestling and other games on the Xbox, and it was great. It was a lot of fun that we had, but it's that was all like older stuff. Wrestling, I think 2K22, WWE 2K22 is the only thing I've been playing that's brand new, and where I'm just like, wow, like this is impressive. I've been a wrestling fan for years, and I kind of fell off for a bit, but just visually and gameplay wise, it's so exciting. And I love playing the game and getting immersed in the entrances and the different wrestlers that you idolize and everything. But everything I'm playing is old, so I do wish the Xbox did have more exclusives to play. That isn't, old shit that just got purchased, like Doom and Fallout and Skyrim. How many times are we going to play Skyrim? I mean, come on. And I think Sony would have been a great fun for me, especially because I grew up primarily on Sony. I had every PlayStation to come out, and I've only owned a 360 as a family. We had a 360, and then me personally, I only had a 1S, and then I had the Series S and now Series X. But I've had Sony since the beginning, so I've wanted to play these exclusives. I have God of War pre-ordered, and I want to play God of War when it comes out, so I better get a PS5 by then. Side note, I did pre-order the collector's edition of God of War that comes with a digital copy of the PS4 version and PS5. I don't know if it's two separate copies or one copy with the upgrade to PS5, but I'm not planning to play that game digitally. I'm planning to buy a physical copy. I like physical collections, and Sony exclusives, they have that reversible artwork in the case. I love having those reversible artworks. So my point on that aspect is, when I get the collector's edition at release and I unbox it, I am giving away the code for the digital copy of the game. So if you see this video and you made it to this far, check out that unboxing when it happens in November, and I will be giving that code away to one of you lucky viewers out there. So yeah, fuck you, Sony, for not having any more consoles, and fuck you for raising the prices on the other countries for your bullshit excuses. This video has been gone on long enough, 23 minutes. Thank you guys who made it to the end. Thank you so much. I've been trying to do my best to get this content out for you guys. I am feeling better from my positive result. I gotta get tested again to make sure I'm negative. And I check out my other content. I made some content this past week, so check it out. Mostly game reviews. I've been playing games all day since I've been home, so check out my game reviews, okay? Frankie, I'm talking to you. I know you're busy, Frankie, but check out some of my videos, right, bro? And check out our podcast, Three Amigos Podcast. We're making progress. We're doing pretty good. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. Is Sony being fucked up? Because I think Sony's kind of fucked up, and I'll see you guys on the next one.